I know you don't want me to start yet, but we're going to. So today is October, what is today's date? October 9th, it's Tuesday. So we're going to start with a quick review on our opener, simplifying square roots. The first one we're going to simplify is the square root of 27. So when I go to simplify a square root, what is the very first step or the very first thing I have to do?
Find what goes into the number.
Yeah, what two numbers can I multiply together to get 27? So what are two factors of 27? Okay, so 3 and 9. What do I do with my 3?
Circle.
Because it's very good. And what do I do with my 9?
3 and 3.
3 and 3, and I'm going to circle them because they're prime. Once I find my prime numbers of my radicand, I come up to the right, I put my equal sign, I put my square root sign. Because there's a square root sign, I keep it there, right? And then I write my prime numbers there. So 3 times 3 times 3. Make sure my square root sign's long enough. So that's all of step 1 in reference to our notes. So step 2 is what? Say it again? Yeah, I'm going to circle and find my pairs. Now, this is where not a lot of you, well, this is where a few of you guys got messed up on your quiz. After you circle your pairs, it cancels with the square root sign, and it gets kicked out of the square root and becomes a single number on the outside. So do you see how this cancels? And it moves to the outside. But we have a 3 that did not have a pair, right? So that 3 is going to be stuck on the inside as the radicand. So the answer of the square root of 27 is going to be 3 square root 3. And then when we get done going over the opener, Miss Carol will pass all their breakfasts out. Any questions on this first one here?
Sit up.
Hey, Michael, you don't have the same answer as I do, so you need to fix it. Because we're finding simplifying. We're not finding standard form and exponential form. That would have been awesome if we did. But you know why I know I'm not finding that? It's because it has that square root sign. Now, if it didn't have that square root sign, you would have done it perfect. All right, let's take a look at this second one here.
Is this plus 2?
That's full credit. I'll come back to it, but that's why I need you to pay attention as we're going through them and checking your answers. Okay, so the next one, we have the square root of 75. What are two factors of 75?
5 and, no.
5 is definitely one.
5 and, I think it's 9.
15?
Yeah.
5 and 15. Okay? So what do I do with my 5? Jair, what do I do with it? And what do I do with my 15?
5.
Yeah, you factor it. And then what do I do with the 3 and 5, Jair? Because they're prime. Okay? Then what do I do?
You put your equal sign, and you write your square root.
Okay. Keep going.
Then you write 3 times 5 times 5.
Keep going.
You figure your pairs.
Okay.
You cancel one of the 5s.
And then what?
Don't you put 3 on the right side or 5 on the left side?
The-
The left side.
So anything that you cancel with the square root sign, it gets kicked out of there, so it goes to the outside, so it goes on the left
It'll
side.
be 5 square root 3.
Perfect. Good. How many guys got that? You got it backwards? So you mixed up your pairs there.
Oh, so now we're doing both of them.
Yeah, that's one. I'm going to grab it. There you go.
I got a question.
Yes.
When we first learned this, I thought that when you the pairs were supposed to cancel out the square root.
It does. So see how that went from 2 to a 1. So it canceled out the square root and then moved to a single 5 on the outside. But don't put that as a little 5 there. Make sure you write it as a large number because that means something different.
Okay.
Okay? That's a good question though, Kyle.
Count on my test. Like if I did that.
No, I wouldn't count it against you, but just try to start writing in the correct terms or the correct manner. All right, let's look at the backside now. So the backside, we have a little bit of a larger number. We have the square root of 600. What are two factors that I can multiply together to get 600?
6 and 100.
6 and 100. Okay, Alex, what are two numbers I can multiply together to get 6? And what do I do with these numbers?
Add
me back.
Okay. And what about for 100? Yeah, so 2 and 50. I circle my 2. What about for 50?
2 and 25.
2 and 25, Michael says. Okay. What about for 25?
5 and 5.
5 and 5. Hey, good morning. Come to the right, put my equal sign, put my square root sign. Okay, so I need to write these in order from least to greatest. So what am I going to write here?
2 times 3 times 5 times 5.
Good, Michael. All right. Now what?
Circle your pairs.
Circle your pairs. What are my pairs here? What are my pairs here?
5 and 2.
2s and 5s. What happens to them?
You need something on five like what?
Oh, picky. Someone pickier than I am. Okay, so what do I do with this?
You cancel the one of the twos out.
And then what happens to the 2 and the 5?
They roll out.
They move to the outside. So I move a 2 to the outside as a single number. I move the 5 to the outside as a single number. What am I going to put between that 2 and the 5?
A decimal. I mean,
A times.
What do you call it? They
Multiplication thing. I draw my square root. Now what's stuck on the inside?
3.
So 2 times 3. So now I multiply my outside numbers, which is my coefficient. So what's my coefficient now going to be? Anybody? What's 2 times 5?
10.
10. And then I simplify by multiplying my radicals together.
6.
6.
And you box it.
That's right. Oh, it's hot. All right. Last one. Sorry, bud. Kara, did you have a pass? Thank you. All right, last one here. So this one is going to kind of combine what we're going to be doing today. So what I mean by that is when we go to add square roots, we're going to first have to simplify, and then after we simplify the square roots, we're going to have to combine like terms. So Damon already kind of explained to us like terms means they have the same variable. So, and you always want to do them in order from least to greatest or an ABC order. So if I'm doing these in ABC orders, what are my like terms? It's 3A, and you always look at the sign in front of the number. So what's the sign in front of the 5A? I think you said it, I just didn't hear it.
BA?
What's the sign in front of the...
Addition.
Yeah, addition. So you're always going to take that sign with it. So you're going to take 3A plus 5A to get what?
8.
8 what?
Hey,
A. Now, what did not have?
4B.
So what's the sign in front of the 4B?
Positive plus.
So it's going to be plus 4B. And that's your final answer. Good. Yep, you're going to box it.